I'm excited to share with you a project that I've been putting off for a little while. I was inspired by the Laurel Denise wrapping paper, and it helped me reorganize and glow up my recipe binders and all of my recipes. I'm excited to share it with you. I have links and templates, and if you're like me, you probably have recipes, either screenshots or Pinterest printouts or family favorites that you just want to get organized. So I have all the stuff to share with you on how I did it, and I'm very excited about how it turned out. So let me go ahead and show you how I did it. So I have a day off today, and I told my husband that today I'm inspired to do my recipe organization, and he kind of laughed at me like, really? that excites you? And I'm like, yes it does. I usually get my recipes off of Pinterest, but I really haven't looked at these in a while, and a lot of the recipes I've printed from Pinterest are over here. I want to put those away, and I want to look at other ways to be inspired. Let's go organize and let's go do what I consider very fun and exciting. Okay, I've taken all of my recipe binders, all of the recipes, all the miscellaneous loose papers, everything off those shelves, and now I have them here on my work table. I'm going to go through everything just to give you kind of a backstory here. I already do have them filled here, my recipes, in page protectors. I don't have dividers, so that's something I'm looking forward to with the new binders. And I want to make sure I purge this. So the first thing I'm actually going to do, I'm going to put these to the side. What I want to start with are the miscellaneous. So everything that's outside of a binder, I actually want to start there because this means I've used them recently. I've made recipes with these recently. I want to put them in piles, and I want to see what I have to work with. So the steps in my process are to categorize, review, purge, then organize. And I sort everything into the categories that I tend to search for, and I've had the same categories for years as they work really well for me. Now, if you're just getting started with putting your recipes in binders and creating categories, you may want to actually start with step 2, the review step, because seeing the types of recipes you have will help you decide your categories. Now that I've sorted my miscellaneous recipes into categories, I'm now going to go through each of my existing binders for steps 2 and 3, review and purge. I look through every recipe asking myself if I'll really make the recipe. And sometimes with diets changing, tastes change, and if I don't think I'll make it, into the purge pile it goes. Now I know in a digital age, this is actually a lot of printed recipes, but it has worked for me so much over the years, and I just really like it, especially when entertaining. I always print my recipes. It is so much easier to work from, and usually my devices are preoccupied recording or doing something else, and I don't like to use those. They're not as easy for me, so I always go back to my tried and true printed recipes. After I've completed reviewing and purging all my recipes, I now have my piles. Everything is out of binders. I am now going to label each of the piles because I want to not have to constantly remind myself. I just want to see it quickly. So I put a little sticky note on each of them, and my categories are appetizers and entrees, and those entrees include beef, pork, chicken, fish, pasta. I also have another category for drinks, desserts, sauces, soups, and a specialty category. Now, while I was doing my reviewing, I found this recipe, which was perfect because I had short ribs in the freezer, not knowing exactly what to make with them. And this perfect recipe card popped up with mocha braised short ribs. So I'll set that recipe to the side, and it reconfirms why I do this and how these recipes inspire me for future meals. Before we put away all our recipes, I am going to now customize my recipe binders. So from this Laurel Denise wrapping paper, 12 sheets, double-sided paper pad, I am going to take out a few of the sheets of the patterns I absolutely love, and I'll cut and trim the paper to fit the front, the sides, and the back covers of my 2-inch binders. These binders come in a 4-pack. They're from Amazon. They also come in 1-inch and also in 3-inch sizes. I'll leave a link to them in the description along with the measurements to cut. One of the papers that I absolutely love is this beautiful shades of pink and peach. I just love this. Let's see if I can get it close enough that you can actually see the 2 tones of the colors. It is so pretty. And what's so cool about her paper, this wrapping paper, is it's a different pattern on the other side. So if it were to get flipped, you could see pretty on both sides.
So with my measurements, I've cut the 3 pieces and now I'm shimmying the paper into the protector sleeve. I cut mine exact as I don't like any gap of the binder color showing, so it takes a little bit of shimmying to get it all in, but feel free to trim yours another 1/4 inch to make it easier, but I like it as a perfect fit. After I had the first panel cut, I then made my template. I used a piece of cardstock, 12 by 12 cardstock, and I just trimmed that down to the exact measurements, and it was a lot easier to work from that than starting each big piece with the measurements. So it was much easier to have this piece as the template. I just absolutely love this Laurel Denise wrapping paper, and I'm trying to find other uses for it besides just wrapping a present, which I've done, but I've also used it as shelf dividers in my closet, and I'm trying to be creative with maybe filling it in frames and being decorative with it. And now that my binders are complete with their pretty papers, I'm ready to fill them up. I add all of the recipes and I decide which categories go into which binders, and now I'm ready to add my dividers and then label them accordingly. So the dividers I'm using are these page protector ones with tabs that include these colored labels, and I just handwrite my categories and I put them in. This is the entrees binder, and so it has all those categories, and I like that it's a page protector because then I just see the first recipe right away. Now where I don't want to use my handwriting is for the outside tags. So I am using my Cricut, and I have found a font that I really liked, and I'm using a metallic blue marker, and it is just writing it out, and I'm going to then use my Sizzix, which is going to punch a circle punch around the letters. And to make it look like it's a metal tag, I'm going to use silver metallic paper for the background, and using my Sizzix again, I'm going to cut out a scalloped edge. Now I'm a paper crafter, so I have these tools, but a circle punch or 2 different size circles, stickers, a printer, or even your own handwriting will work just fine. I use double-sided adhesive for the back of them to make them stick to the binders. I absolutely love how these turned out. Entrees in one binder, and I added a few more categories, so sides, soups, breads, and sauces, apps, desserts, and drinks in another, and instead of low carb, I went with specialty as my last binder tag. I love how it added so much beauty to this space. And I'm going to continue my beauty era, adding beauty to little spots in my home. I'm going to continue with more projects, and I'd love for you to check that out. So if you're interested, be sure to subscribe and poke that notification bell so it reminds you when I make a new video. Check out the description for all the links to everything I mentioned, and also Laurel Denise website, and be sure to use my code Danielle10. You'll get 10% off your order. Thank you so much. If you made it this far, you're a true friend, and I truly appreciate you so much. I'll see you on the next video.